up, Warriors? It's CJ from BAMF here. Hopefully it's bright enough I can actually use this, and we're still testing out the Bluetooth microphone, see how things work here. But I just wanted to kind of do a discussion slash rant piece a little bit. I was actually just listening to a piece on NPR. There was recently a situation at Northwestern where the student newspaper covered something, and a bunch of people, a bunch of students that were covered at an event with protests and everything weren't super happy about being covered, and they were mad and protesting toward the paper about it. And the paper went ahead and pulled their coverage, essentially cowing to the folks that were complaining. They said it was in deference to people's, well, frankly, to people's feelings, but you know, they were student journalists trying to find the best way to proceed. But you would think that some mentors would tell them not to pull honest coverage just because somebody's feelings were hurt. That's never been a part of journalism, really. You know, true press journalism. Just to give you some quickie background, I have been a journalist for over 15 years. I worked in local news for a long time. I was in a bunch of editorial management style positions, or asked to step in that way a lot, from doing assignment editing and story pitches to I did a lot of oversight of the videography folks, but I would fill in and have to make, you know, coverage decisions on a rather regular basis. I stepped out of that industry for a lot of reasons, and I'm going to talk about that in a different rant, but I'm still very close to it. And it honestly kind of lends itself to a conversation to have here in the foam warrior space, in the Nerf space, and so on, about ethics. You know, there's coverage decisions that content creators and reporters in this space have to make on a daily basis. Well, really, they're like micro decisions that should be made on a daily basis, but honestly, these decisions should be made up front. One of the decisions is whether or not to cover leaks. We don't generally cover leaks unless we can get some kind of commentary or information from actual confirmed sources, not from Baidu overseas, and not from, you know, people who've stolen something from a factory and taken a picture. We don't participate in exacerbating wounds like that when intellectual property is stolen, or when actual property is stolen from factories, because that's just really dirty, to be honest. So it's something that you'll see, like looking back in BAMF coverage, we've talked about and even posted blurred out images and said, hey, we're not covering this because it's not a thing. There was a recent incident with Foam from Above where somebody faked his profile on Reddit, and it wasn't even his profile. They faked a watermark as well, and they put out information about a certain blaster, and some people were upset about it, and obviously, you know, good reason. And I mean, it turned out to be accurate information. Somebody's put out an accurate picture, but they essentially put a hit out on Foam from Above, hoping that it would hurt his connections with the PR folks from the major companies, especially Nerf. It didn't really happen that way because they're smart enough to realize that that wasn't his watermark and that wasn't him. But that was really dirty tactics. But regardless, that information shouldn't have even been posted by anyone. You know, more power to you if you want to do it, but if you're actually out here trying to be an influencer, if you're out here trying to be, you know, considered some kind of a foam journalist, if you will. I know that sounds like we're taking ourselves super seriously. Yeah, in a way, I guess we are. But really, my issue is, don't report on leaks. You know, if it's information that, oh gosh, I mean, companies are always like, oh, this is a leak, but they do it themselves. Then it's not a freaking leak, you jackass. But, you know, I'm not a fan of that. It's really hard when you're a local journalist anyway, and you have to make these ethical choices about what to report and what to hold. But I never hold a story just because a local politician doesn't want it to come out. But when I'm reporting on industry stuff and I'm screwing with people's property things, I'm screwing with something that, for example, Nerf has worked on bringing out, and they have a whole marketing team that works on when they want to release it and how. They have the design team and the engineers in the first place. Regardless of how well liked or disliked the Ultra Blaster is right now, the Ultra One, that's their property, and I'm going to not screw with it as best that I can. Like I said, you can't really ignore the inevitable, and if they stay tight-lipped after a few days and the information's out there, then that's something. But it's not just out of respect, it's out of the fact that it's just unethical. Ethics is really the issue here. And I really encourage you to pay attention to those folks that you follow that are creators in this space about what the real ethics are that are being employed. Don't just listen for keywords that make somebody sound like they have integrity or that they're ethical. Pay attention to the backstories. And I'm not saying pay attention to the gossip. This isn't meant to be a gossip piece. Just pay some close attention and see if it's a keyword thing or if it's actually honest. Has that person or that group or that website or whatever, and I'm not talking about necessarily YouTubers or blogs, I'm talking about, it could be, I'm not going to call it individual out, but it could be a really respected or highly viewed online magazine. It could be a corporate entity that you're talking about. But look at that individual or that organization and see if it's where their mouth is the whole time. See if they have participated in or exacerbated leaks. See if they have seemed to encourage that issue themselves. See if they're giving proper credit. When you absolutely know that one YouTuber or blogger came out with something first, and the only way that the other one got the information was to spy on and go check out their channel and then give no credit where credit's due. Pay attention to those situations and think about ethics and how they work out. I just encourage you to be a little bit more informed. Like I said, don't get down in the nitty-gritty, he said, she said, and they don't like each other. Who cares? Really. Go pick up a Nerf blaster and play. That's what we should care about. But when you're trying to get into the news and everything, I don't care that Nerf and Hasbro are a big corporation, or I don't care how big any of the other folks are that are in the space. When they've put their hard-earned money into research and development, let's maybe not damage them by stealing their property and putting it out early. It's not our prerogative. And if you want to be respected in this space, act like a journalist. Don't pretend you're a journalist 1 second and then be a complete tool again later. That's all. So hopefully it's not too ranty. I just, that's where we sit. We're not perfect either, but that's just kind of where we sit. We're hoping that we can provide you useful information, useful perspective that isn't just trying to capitalize and be first on information that we shouldn't even have. So, yeah, that's the ethics professor thing for the day. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I mean, do you care? Or were you like, screw it, give me the leaks? What would serve you best in this regard? So yeah, comment below, reach out to me on clicklickbamf.com, get to me on the main channel, any way you want to, guys. Until then, game on.